Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into
Discs
it.
with rubber should never be stored in a standing position. Wheels can either be suspended by the disc or folded well. The above tire storage rules are often followed by the recommendation to rotate the wheels periodically. All these requirements are supported by the thesis about residual deformation. Allegedly, if you put the rubber on the rim standing for a long time or fold it disassembled column, it will flatten, which will subsequently lead to static and dynamic imbalance of the wheel. But let's take a sober look at things which will require us to understand the term residual deformation. Residual deformation is the deformation remaining after a certain amount of tensile, compressive or shear stress has been applied to a body within a precisely defined time interval and unloaded within a precisely defined time interval. It is time to recall Hooke's law, which states that the deformation occurring in an elastic body is proportional to the force applied to that body. But it should be pointed out that the statement is valid only for small deformations. When the limit of proportionality is exceeded, the relationship between stress and strain becomes nonlinear, which is well shown in the graph shown here. Sigma is the stress applied to the body, sigma is the elastic stress, epsilon is the strain, epsilon ost is the residual strain. But what exactly is the experience in question, if we are talking about wheel storage? Let's take the example of storing a tire without a rim in a non-recommended suspended state. The stress applied to the lateral profile will be much lower than the sigma of elasticity, and therefore the tire will return to its former shape when removed. To remove fears about the harmfulness of such a position, it is enough to imagine how many deformation cycles the tire experiences when operating on domestic roads, many of which are more like directions. At the same time, the rubber even after the tread has been erased and no tens of thousands of kilometers may not cause excessive imbalance of the wheel. In addition, recall that we are talking about seasonal storage, when the idle time of tires often does not exceed 7 months a year. It is hard to imagine how long a tire needs to hang in suspension before the Earth's gravity makes it unsuitable for mounting on a wheel rim. The design of a modern car tire implies the presence of a metal cord inside, which significantly increases the sigma of elasticity of the rubber. Methods of proper storage rules that are really useful to know when seasonal preservation of wheels, tires should be stored inflated. If for everyday use of the car you inflate the wheels to 2 atm, then the same pressure is suitable for storing tires. Internal pressure will not allow the tire to deform, which gives another reason to throw a stone in the garden, believers in special requirements for the position in which the wheels should be stored. Store winter tires with discs should be dry and clean. Dirt and road reagents are harmful not so much for the rubber, but for the paintwork of discs. Agree that to get after storage moldy tires, with pockets of corrosion on the rims, it is not the most pleasant prospect. Storing 4 tires for several months, stacked in a, well, will not affect the life of the rubber in any way, if the floor under the bottom tire is flat and there are no protruding, stabbing, or cutting objects. Do not crumple the rubber trying to squeeze it into a limited space for storage, do not press it from above with heavy objects. If the storage period will be up to 1 year and more, it is better to put the tire standing and once every half a year turn it over 90 degrees. Tires without discs have less rigidity, and therefore in long-term storage can really deform a little. Storage conditions. Everything is clear with the position of tires, but the requirements for the climatic conditions of storage are much more severe. Rubber should not be stored in direct sunlight. Ultraviolet rays and high temperatures dry the rubber, resulting in loss of elasticity and cracking. This is partly why any tire has a set service life, when the declared traction properties and structural integrity are guaranteed. This is especially true when storing winter tires, but also summer rubber. Such conditions will extend the service life. It is enough to cover the tires with opaque, waterproof material. In such conditions, rubber can be stored even on the balcony. If you pack the tire in a plastic bag, make a small hole in it for condensation to escape. The room should have a normal level of humidity. Optionally, the use of special car cosmetic products for long-term preservation of rubber. In conclusion, understanding the proper methods for seasonal tire storage is essential for maintaining the longevity and performance of your tires. By following the guidelines we've discussed, such as cleaning, inspecting, and storing your tires in a suitable environment, you can ensure they remain in optimal condition until their next use. Additionally, it's important to dispel common misconceptions surrounding tire storage, as informed practices can lead to better safety and efficiency on the road. Remember, taking the time to store your tires correctly not only protects your investment but also contributes to a smoother and safer driving experience. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found this information helpful.